Bedtime. Bedtime. Long time, get it, get it.
Let's see if I can. Okay.
I'm
Volume
here.
up. You look cute.
Thank you. You look too cute, girl. How you
Thank you.
doing? How you doing?
I was like, how do I do this thing?
I feel like I need to back this thing up a second. Hold on. And see. We on here. And you can't even see my bun. My bun is cute, honey.
It looks cute. I like the highlight parts. I don't know what color it is. Blonde.
Yep, it's like a blonde girl. Did it myself today. Took me like all day to do it. But hunty, I am ready to go. Oh, we got this better. Okay.
Hey y'all. I'm Yaya. That's Simone. She there here so we don't look alike.
Because everybody think we sisters. Hey y'all, how you doing? Okay, before we jump in, I told you I had a surprise for you
I'm
for
nervous.
the first live. So let me go on ahead. Let me make sure this did it right, because if it ain't, okay, you ready?
He said y'all still twinning.
I tried to switch it up, but
Yeah.
love at the top, loud on the bottom. Okay, here's a surprise for you.
I'm nervous. What is it?
Let me explain to you what I'm saying. What you saying? It's not even like that. But I saw it, baby. I don't love her. You don't love me? You know what?
I don't even want to talk to you. I know it was something from college.
Baby. Home late. It seems you can't be
The sun tapping my
shooter. Thinking you gon' get you some. Smelling like some
that I don't even wear.
so
You want
some
some
love
love
and I suggest you go back there. You can't find day to day. With you is always something else. Working my nerves. God knows that I don't deserve what you give me. I feel so true to you. For you to come at me.
but the
See,
y'all sing with us. Oh yes,
baby this, baby that.
look now.
Vibes, honey. Had to give you some vibes.
Yes.
Was you feeling the vibes?
Yes. I thought it was gonna be like a picture or something.
Wait, I can't even hear you. I don't know why. Can you hear me?
Now
You sound so low. I don't know why you're doing this on my IG.
I can hear you.
I can hear you, but it's like barely though. Shoot. You know what? It's because somebody called me. It's because somebody called me and it messed up my sound. Dang, I don't want to start over. Hold on. I'm gonna fix it on my end. Don't trip.
I'm not tripping. I got my wine, y'all. Like my wine glass.
Oh, that's cute. I got a regular old plain thing.
He said Teddy got to your system. We were talking about Teddy getting to our system too. Like, oh no, please don't have bad service or nothing.
Right. Oh my God. You know what? Let me get out, and then I'm just join me back. I'm gonna just exit out and come back,
Okay.
and then we can get started.
Okay. Bye bye.
Don't make that face. I'm
Okay.
still here. Cut it out.
Okay. Hey guys. I'm baby face. I'm the baby face in the situation. Simone will be back, and then we're gonna get started with our menu or whatever for today. I hope I did it right. Thank y'all for participating. Thank y'all for oh, I'm on the top now.
There we go. Now I can hear you, girl. All right. Let's do it, Hunty. Let's do it. I wanted
to tell them why you played that song. Like the
Oh, okay.
significance
Go
of that
ahead.
song.
Let the people know why I played the jam.
Okay, so I was saying that I thought you were gonna have a picture or something from college, and then I was like, is it from something from the Truth Carpet? Because you know I've been wanting like, oh, I wish we had the Truth Carpet still, but that song, I don't know how we like grew to like that song, but it seemed like every time we were cleaning our dorm room, that song came on, so it became me and Simone's song. So that's the significance of that song.
It's the jam. It's the jam. It'll always be the jam until I'm in the ground.
Yes.
Damn. That will be the jam.
So guys, I hope you have your wine.
Or
Simone's gonna. Mhm.
beer.
Yes, Jack. That song is a classic. Yes, definitely. All right. So Simone's gonna be our facilitator because I just be chilling. Cool. I see you. Hey Raven. Hey Christy.
Who up in here? Dang. Since I'm the facilitator or whatever, let me go ahead and let y'all know what we doing this evening. Thank y'all for joining us. Hey, how you doing, girl? How you doing? So of course we gonna be spitting some poetry tonight. We're gonna be letting y'all feel those vibes. That's one thing we gonna be doing. Second thing we gonna be doing is, talking about some different topics in regards to, the dating life, dating experiences. We're gonna be talking about ghosting and last relationship, who broke up with who,
Yeah.
what happened. And
Our personal stories.
but we're gonna start off with, because I love people love to hear this story. How did we meet?
Yeah.
People want to know how we met. I mean, I'm sure they probably have read it, and I've talked to people about it on different occasions, but it's different when we both tell it.
Yeah.
What's your version? How did we meet?
Simone and I met at Clark Atlanta, the illustrious Clark Atlanta University, during our
Ooh,
freshman orientation. I was
okay.
gonna wear my fleece to my Clark Atlanta fleece, but I said no, I'm not gonna do that.
I see.
We were both in the same, what would you call it, like the OG group, the orientation guys.
Orientation. Yeah, it was the OG, one of the OG group. One of
Yeah,
those
you know, like
orientation.
they had tiebreakers and everything, and Simone and I were the last two standing. And some tiebreaker, I don't remember which one it was, but it was like a word,
It
something
was a
back and
question
forth.
game. It would be like you
Oh, you have
can't
to ask
answer the
questions,
question.
you
You have
can't
to ask
answer.
back and forth.
Yeah. Did I win?
Yeah, you won.
Yeah, I won. I won.
I still want my rematch,
So
but
that's
it's
how
cool.
Simone and I met. It was like a big clique of us. That I think we were in Beckwith Hall
Hmm.
during the orientation, and we were talking about where we were gonna stay and everything. And after seeing, I thought I was gonna stay in Beckwith. After seeing it in person, I was like, nah, I
Nah,
don't want
we
to go
ain't
to the
doing
suite.
that.
Like, she wanted to go to the suite. I was like, okay. We ran to the suites, and ever since then, we became besties. Like, we never had problems. We never fell out. Well, we did have problems sometimes, but we never fell out. We still best friends till today. So that's my story of how I met Simone.
Yep. I mean, mine's pretty much the same. I think I was always staying in the suites, and I was like, oh, well, she cool. Let me see if she want to be my roommate.
Yeah.
So we went, we went there the same day and signed our name on the paper,
Yeah.
and we was roommates. And we were roommates all 4 years.
Yeah,
All
I
four
think
years.
one thing that saved our friendship is that our suite had a wall in the middle. You were talking about that the other day. So I'm the junky one. She's the clean and tidy one, but the suites had a wall in the middle. So we had our little separate spaces. But yeah, she cool. She cool.
We can talk about dorm stories later.
Yeah. Ooh.
We can talk about that later. Okay.
You want
So
to jump into it?
yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. You're starting us off with some poetic vibes, darling, with Love Asylum.
Yes. So Love Asylum is coming from LoveLoudd Volume 1. If you have this copy, we are reading from page 48. Okay, so I guess I'll read it first and then I'll tell a little bit about it afterwards. Okay, Love Asylum. There's a tornado forming in my brain. Heartfelt emotions ripping me to shreds. Mind a wreck, emotionally dead. Vision impaired from the love that has me blind. And the doctor keeps on saying, the only remedy is time. Excruciating pain, I'd rather shoot up some dope. Drug fiend. Love fiend. Which one is worse? Searching left, searching right. Can't find any help. Sitting in the dark, struggling to fend for myself. In desperate need of rehabilitation. An asylum is where I'm at. Feeling like a dosage of amnesia couldn't bring my joy back. Pictures and gifts are permanently discarded. Memories remain, leaving scars. Brokenhearted. Curtains drawn, lights off, the show is all over. Yet on the stage, I remained at the front lines, his soldier. Puppeteer, mind and body, he had me. As soon as I turned around, he stabbed me, grabbed me before I lose all sense of self. Out here stranded without any help. Desolated mentally, the pain won't let loose of me. Past experiences confusing me. Illusions consuming me. Woe is me. Oh, it's me, drowning in insanity. First love, real crush, first kiss, blood rushing through my veins. Yet I'm constrained, forever impacted. I just want to remove this straitjacket.
Snap it up and clap it up, y'all. Do y'all feel the vibe? Every time I hear that piece, I think of this. Like
the straitjacket.
You in your straitjacket going crazy, like, let me out, let me loose. Why do you have a hold of me? Set me
Yes.
free.
That's how it feels. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Jack. So, this poem obviously comes from my first heartbreak. Thank you, Sam. It comes from my first heartbreak. It was the first love that I ever experienced. I think we were together for like 3 years apart, approximately. And it really tore me apart. Like, I couldn't express to anybody how I felt. I remember my mom was like, well, it's just your first heartbreak. And it seemed like people were just like dumbing it down. Like, well, it's just this, it's just that. But no, that junk hurt. Like, it really hurt and just felt like I was in it by myself. So for me, I'm a writer. And I couldn't find any way to express how I felt. So that's the poem that expresses my first heartbreak.
Girl, first heartbreaks is hard, Hunty, because baby, I remember mine. And you go through some stages of sadness and regret, and you start thinking of what could have went differently, what they did wrong, what you did wrong, what could have went right. Should I take them back? Why they don't vote me no more? Like, all kind of emotion. And you just, the roller coaster of the up and downs. And then that first one, ooh, baby, that first one it just had me. And then you realize later that first love, it was just all it was. It was just a first love, you know? Something that you always hold near and dear in regards to learning and understanding about who you are and your growth and understanding of where you came from and where you are now, and you know how it made you a better person. So if it break you down, you'll come back stronger. I definitely learned that because baby, I ain't going back. Okay.
But it's funny, like when you're in it, it feels like that's the end. It felt like that was the end of the world. Like, it was no coming back. Forget love. I'm done with dating dudes. But then there was somebody else who came into my life and showed me, okay, there are some men who, you know, have a heart. When I felt like this person didn't have one at all. So, yeah.
Like they say, there are more fish in the sea, and more chicken in my basket. I'm just saying, you gotta make it delicious. Don't nobody want nothing plain to eat. Anyway, sauce on top. Okay, so moving right along, we have who dumped who in your last relationship. I'll go first on this.
I want you to go first too.
Yes, honey, get comfortable. Get comfortable, because I got something for you. Okay. So, my last relationship, I was the brokey. Like,
you got dumped.
I got dumped.
Okay.
I got dumped. I got flushed. I got put to the side, put to the curb. Like, and the way that it was done, it was it seemed as if I didn't matter, as if like all of everything.
You got tooted and booted.
I definitely did. I got tooted and booted it. But it was almost as if like I didn't matter. Like everything that we had went through, in regards to how we had even got to that point. Like this is years on top of another year and a year, and thinking that it was something that we could get through. Because my understanding of what love was, you know, you could go through, you know, all these hard times and trials and still get it back. But then I also had to realize that what I was going through was a form of being toxic. It really was. I feel like for that point in time in our lives, it was a learning lesson for both of us in regards to how we love and what love means to us.
Yeah.
I feel like both of our experiences, more so me, because I can't speak on his behalf, it taught me how to see things differently, and then also put me in the realm of understanding how to love myself first, because I definitely put a lot of my time and effort into him and trying to get him to do things, and trying to let him, like, try my best to let him know I'm here for you, I got you, whatever you need.
And the distance, boom, the distance.
Oh yes, and the
They don't
distance.
know.
On top, they don't know. This is a very long relationship. I want to say, like, what it was, I would say roughly between 6 and 7 years. We were on and off at some point, but yeah, that was some serious heartbreak for me. But it definitely broke me down and brought me back up, like how I was talking about before. So I definitely know what I deserve and what I'm not gonna take from nobody. I know that for sure. Come on now. I know somebody has been through that too. But I definitely still have love for him. I appreciate him. I will never, you know, talk down or bad about him. I wouldn't do that to anybody. I think it's just a matter of us being in a different space. I can still be cordial. I can say hello. But I know in my heart that it's not a space.
Because I just be cutting you off.
I just know in my heart that I will never be in a space to actually be in a relationship again. And I feel like that should, you know, be respected. And if it can be, then we'll just have to ex-nay all the way.
Relationship again with that person.
Yeah, with him. I would never. I can be cordial. I can say hello. But if I ever find myself in like some deep in love type thing with my main man, and he tell me like, hey, you know, I can't be in cahoots with that old guy, I'll be like, sorry, I got my new man over here and he don't like me talking to you. So
yeah.
But I can be cordial, I can be polite, I can be friendly. No hate in my heart.
That's good. That's awesome. Whew, my turn.
Your turn, girl.
Okay. So, if you are one of our blog readers, I wrote about this breakup. What was it, 2016 or 17 that I wrote about it? The title of the blog was Too Good to Be True. So, to answer the question, who was the dumper or dumpy? I was the dumper. What happened was I got into a relationship with this guy. And honestly, I can say then and I can say now that I got into the relationship with the person because I desperately wanted a relationship. Before him, I hadn't had a relationship in 3 years. And I was like, oh, finally I can get a boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. So we got together, boyfriend and girlfriend, he ended up moving to Florida from up here, went to visit him, everything like quote unquote was good until around my birthday. Things started to like get funny, like he started acting funny and everything. And I kept telling my cousins, like, he's picking arguments for no reason. Well, to me, would seem like no reason. Like, it was just crazy. And they were like, you need to just leave him, just leave him. And I was like, I'm not going to break up with him because I know that's what he wants. Like, he can be mature and let me know what's going wrong and break up with me. I'm not going to give him the breakup because that's what he wants. So also, this is a person who told me that he doesn't have social media.
Didn't you see who don't have social media?
The only means of social media that he had was Snapchat. And I believed him because when I searched for him on like other means of social media, I couldn't find him or anything. So something was just like not feeling right. It was just not feeling right. We argue every day, like out of nothing, like for nothing. So anyway, long story short, I finally was like, bump this. I'm gonna find something. Like, I'm FBI. I'm gonna find something. So I started searching social media and everything. And then like I'm scrolling on like common mutual friends pages, like looking for stuff, whatever. And then you know what they say, when you go looking, you want to find something that you don't want to see. But I found something that I did want to see, which was my boyfriend in the tux. And at first, when I saw it, I was like, oh, he looked cute. And I kept scrolling. And then I went back and I was like, wait, everybody else has on black and he has on white. Like, what the heck? So then I'm like looking around, shorten the story more, I found out that he's married. So then like doing more FBI stuff, found out that he did have social media. He had Facebook, he had Instagram, he had everything, but it was just that as soon as he got my phone number, he blocked me on everything. So I couldn't see the social medias and couldn't see that he was married and everything. So as soon as I got that, it was just like, forget everything else. It's over. Like, I'm not going to be nobody's mistress. I'm not going to be nobody's side chick or anything. I don't deal with that cheating stuff. So I started going, like, mind you, when I was on the FBI stuff, I was at work. I was so heated. I was so mad. I was like, oh my God, 4 o'clock come, 4 o'clock come, 4 o'clock come. As soon as I got out, I don't remember calling him. I remember calling Simone. And I was like, Simone, married. He married. She was like, no, he not. No, he not. I was like, yes, he is. He married. I'm sending screenshots, everything, like going crazy. Like, I was so heated. I'm driving my car or whatever. So then when I got home, I was like, fuck this. I'm about to break up with him now. Da, da, da. And then Simone's like, okay, you can break up with him. And I was like, and I'm calling the wife. And she's like, no, don't call the wife. So then her dad was like, because you were at your dad's house at that time in Oakland. So then he was like, no, yeah, calm down, calm down. I was like, no, that's messed up, whatever. So then anyway, I ended up calling him, calm and collected, like, oh, okay, what's going on? And then he picks a fight again. So I was like, oh, like, why are you talking to me like this? And he was like, oh, you something, like you acting, I don't even repeat myself to my son or something like that, like basically belittling me or whatever. So then like at the end of the conversation, I was like, wow, is this how you talk to your wife? And he was like, what? And I let like some time go by and I was like, is this how you talk to your wife? And I just hung up the phone. That was the end of the relationship. I was like, I'm done. That's it. But yeah, I messaged the wife and I let her know. Like, because that's another story. You can read my blog, but I let her know, just like woman to woman, because to me, that was my boyfriend. Like, that was my boyfriend. We did things together and everything. And it was just like, how dare you like do that, not just to me, but to another woman as well. So yeah, my last relationship, I was the dumper. And it took for me to find out that he was in a committed relationship, marriage with somebody else, for me to let that go. Because if it wasn't for that, I probably would have still not been with him today, but I would have let that drag out more or longer to try to let him initiate the breakup.
Ooh, honey.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd do if I found out the dude I was in love with was married. Ooh, boy. I just couldn't imagine. On one hand, it's just like, you're a married man. Like, why? He was a recently married man on top of that.
Yes, we met on his anniversary day.
Like, why are you seeking pleasure elsewhere? Why do you need to do that? You chose to lock it down and be with somebody for the rest of your life, and within a matter of time, you're already dealing with somebody else on the side.
Exactly.
On some side entrees with your no. You don't get side entrees with your main meal. Which one extra for? Quit being greedy. No reason.
Still in a honeymoon phase. That was crazy. But
right, it wasn't even a
yeah.
Fresh. I wonder how she handled that. Her business. Nothing to do with me no more. That's your problem now, baby. All under contract.
Yeah. Ooh, child.
Whew, wait, I need a sip on that one. Now I'm hot.
Me too.
That was a lot. Hey y'all, if y'all you here with us, if you just joining, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Oh man. Okay. I'm supposed to go into my little PC piece.
Yes. I love
I feel like I'm gonna have to backtrack at some point. I feel like I'm gonna have to backtrack at some point to talk about my actual like full-blown like circle of life relationship that I had, because I'll be talking for the full-blown time that we don't hear about my situation. That's another story. Okay, so
introducing Simone LoveLoudd. She's on the bottom of my screen, possibly the bottom of your screen. She's gonna be reading.
But it's the one with the twist, because we look up.
Twist. She's gonna be reading my favorite poem of hers from our first book, And the title of this poem is Change of Heart.
It's on page 60, y'all. It's on page 60 in the book. I don't know if y'all can see that. But yes, in the first book.
It's 50 on mine.
Oh, 50. I ain't got my glasses on. I should probably put them on. Whoops. Not
50 on my page.
Not 60, it's 50, y'all. Sorry. I don't know how I'm going to read this without my glasses. We're going to get through it. Okay. I'm sitting and thinking while sitting, but I can't stay focused because I keep daydreaming of what? Anything and everything. Why? Because my mind stays wondering, constantly pondering, random, you see. I'm thinking of him, wondering if he's thinking of me, and hopefully he is, because if he isn't, then why am I thinking of him? Obviously, something is missing, almost started reminiscing until I realize I don't know. Only find out by questioning, asking questions, and questioning his thoughts. Find myself asking, is it worth even grasping to something I can barely even feel? In search of what's real, I began pulling and pulling, and the end kept tugging, a constant back and forth, and before I knew it, I was falling, got in too deep and was damn near drowning. Memories. They flashed before my eyes and instantly disappeared. What happened? Thought this was something I was controlling, never thought of enrolling into something so unclear, fixated, exasperated, emotions transforming, because all I know is he's thinking of her while I'm thinking of him, and she's chilling with him, not worried about me. See, it seems so simple, but this is the beginning, not even close to the ending of what seems so amazing. The days that used to feel like they were speeding, now constantly move in slow motion. The motion will continue because the world never stops, but I do. Still thinking, morning, afternoon, evening. Mental state in shambles, about to start trembling, reading more into the truth, ignoring the lies, realizing the cries was held in for too long. Everything that is transpiring can be the words to a song. Coping? Yeah, right. I'm realizing that while time is passing, the door is closing, and I'm still thinking, because while they're together, I'm by myself. And she's wondering if I'm ever leaving so she can have what I have. It's intriguing to start interrupting, but she doesn't want to seem imposing. Taking all I had, gathering what we had, now he mad? Damn. The tables are turning now, demanding for everything. He's escaping the realism like running from lightning, but I'm not about to keep trying. No time for doubting the serious state of the situation. So while he's thinking of me and she's thinking of him, wondering if he's thinking about me, hey, I'm thinking about me too, as I simultaneously sum up my conclusion and start creating a new beginning. Because as long as the world keeps spinning, I'm going to keep on moving and never look back on the emotion. It's all a result from my change of heart.
Yes.
That's it right there. That piece right there, that's change of heart, which is literally the poem is literally what it is. It was a change of heart after finding out I was being cheated on for the first time ever. I had a girl contact me via social media.
Girl.
Thanks y'all. And pretty much told me that she was in a relationship with my boyfriend. Like what they were doing together, how much time they were spending together. And I'm like, what?
Right.
Hold on. Mind you, I'm in a whole nother state, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking, I thought we were good. I literally just talked to you on the phone not too many hours ago. And here comes this message from this random chick that I've never seen or heard of, telling me that she's been with my dude. And to prove that she was, she sent me pictures. She sent me pictures of them together. And like just, y'all, my heart, I literally felt my heart shatter.
Yeah.
Like looking back on it now, I'm just like, you know what? I'm single until the day that I'm married. But at that time, since I had been in a relationship for so long and it was my first love, I was just like, I didn't think that anything was going to happen to me like that. I was like, oh no, that ain't gonna happen to me. I'm in love.
Right.
I'm getting married one day. Oh no, baby, you thought wrong. Like
stuff like that.
What are you?
Like you hear stuff like that and you be like, that ain't real. Like my story and your story, that's when I'm like, because I was there when your story happened.
You was there when I got
But
the
I'm
message.
like, bro, like this stuff doesn't seem real. And then when it happens to you, it's like, are you serious? Like, are you really serious? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Right. So then at some point, because I was young at the time, I was like, what, 2021. So when I got the message, I ended up like hitting her to get as much information as possible to make sure, like, all right, she's legit in what she's
before
saying.
you go off on him.
Right, before I go off on him. And then I end up contacting him. First, he lied about it. He lied about it. Like he had to think about what he wanted to say and had to call me back. And I was just like, that's crazy. That was like, and that's the only time that's ever happened to me, because honestly, I've only ever been in one like real gung-ho, like to call it a relationship. I've only ever been in one.
Yeah.
So that was that was the ultimate betrayal, baby. But and then on top of that, not only was she saying that she was with him, but at some point she was pregnant too. I don't even know if that part was true. She ended up saying that she had it could or could not have been true, but she was also saying that she had got she had a miscarriage. So I don't know if that was true or not. I don't know if that was to put like icing on the cake to really have me be like jaw hit the floor type crazy.
Right.
But yeah, that tore me up. That was crazy.
You know what I just realized, like it just hit me now, is that like, and I love the way this wasn't like planned 100% the way that we just did this, but I basically told the story of being, I hate to say it, but it's the truth from the outside perspective, of being a side chick, of being the mistress. And then when I found out, I hit up the wife. And you're the opposite side of the person who's receiving the information and how that felt for you. So, I mean, the wife, when we had our conversation, she told me how she felt and everything like that. But, you know, it's just crazy, like how, and I don't want to say just guys, because I know some women are doing the same thing, like playing games with dudes and everything. Like, women, we get our hearts broken, dudes, they get their hearts broken too. But it's just sad that people are really out there, like, being dogs. I hate to say dogs, but being out here grimy, like, why are you doing
Right, just be honest. It's important to be honest. But I think
like,
you
just say, okay, I'm just out here having fun. I got you and her, and I just want to have sex with y'all.
I've actually had somebody tell me that before, but that's for another day.
And I appreciate that person. Like, thank you. Give me the option. Like, let me choose if I want to be your side chick or not. Like, bruh.
I had a dude tell me that I was the number one on the list. He was like, "Oh no, I'm messing with other chicks, but you my number one." No, thank you.
I want to be the only one.
I want to be the only one. I don't want to be a part of a list that you go down when you call someone. I don't answer. You go to chick number 2. But when I hit you back, you can't steal plans with her to be like, "Oh, my option A finally hit me back." Boy, get out of here. Please sit. Anybody got some wine? Sit with me, please. We don't have time. That's fine.
Yeah, that's not for me. I was at my cousin's house. She had like a kickback or whatever, and we were talking about, because you know, like, well, you just turned 30, and this is 30 for us. It's a beautiful.
I'm kidding. The 30 is beautiful. We don't care over here.
Right. So you know how people say 20s is for fun or whatever, and we were talking about like the whole phase and everything like that, and both me and my cousin were like we wish we could have been that. Like, we wish we could have had a whole face. And I was like, I tried to have options, but it just doesn't feel right for me. So yeah, what I'm saying is that's for some people to do, but for those who is not to do that with, just let us know, like, hey, you know, I'm just out here getting my bone thrown around or whatever.
Oh, and you know what that is? You want to know what that is? The perfect segue into our next conversation about ghosting people.
Oh, yes.
Honey.
Okay.
All you gotta do is be honest and let me know you don't want to talk to me no more. You ain't gotta just name me and act like you ain't never knew me. Come on now.
What is the definition of a ghost? What is a ghost?
A ghost is Casper. I can't see you.
You clear.
I can't see you. A ghost is just it pops up when it wants to. It's a ghost. A clown.
A clown, for real, yes, a clown.
True. A ghost. It pop up in and out whenever it wants to. That's what a ghost is. A ghost tease your feelings. You can feel something You can feel something, but you don't know where it's at.
I call them Caspers because, you know, Casper is the friendly ghost. Like, they come into your life, everything seems so great, or for the most part, everything seems so great, it's going lovely or whatever, and you're used to these good morning texts, whatever the flow is, you're used to that pattern that person is giving to you. And then all of a sudden, they disappear. You don't get those text messages, you reach out to them, call, whatever y'all flow was, they just disappear. Like, it's like they died, and like you ain't never had a contact to their auntie and cousin, so nobody told you that they died.
Right, like, is it I never exist, or did you never exist?
Exactly.
What happened?
Exactly.
Who's the figment of the imagination here? Don't be knowing what's happening.
Have you ever ghosted? I know I've been ghosted, but have you ever ghosted someone?
I wouldn't call it ghosting. I wouldn't call it ghosting. I would call, I told you I'm not interested, stop hitting me up. So when I don't respond, baby, there's no need for me to respond to you. I told you I'm not interested. Stop calling me, stop texting me. It's no here no more. Me no here. Like, go away. Go away. At that point you are blocked with a T at the end. Like, it's not ghosting, it's not responding. But like,
yes.
there's no point for me to respond to you anymore. But some people don't communicate that they're not interested. Some people just most definitely just be like, you know what? I'm not feeling this. I'm just gonna cut you off. I'm like, damn, I understand people go through things, but you could at least give me, I mean, even though not to say you don't have to explain nothing to nobody, but there are people with feelings. You know what I'm saying? So shoot.
I agree. She said the block feature is the best invention.
Amen, sister. I will block left and right. Shoot, right. I'll block you via text, phone call, email,
Instagram, all that.
All of that, all social media.
You have to protect your energy.
Exactly. You can't just have anybody around you messing up your space and your vibe. You know when something ain't for you. Mm-hmm. You know when something isn't for you. I just feel like there's a fine line between like what people feel is great communication and what's not. So like people have their own definitions of what that is. Like I may say, give me a full-blown explanation as to why you're not feeling me no more. But somebody else may feel as if all I need to tell you is that I'm not interested. I don't need to give you the details as to why I don't think you cool. It's because you smack when you eat. You wanted me to say that? It's because you smack when you eat. That's why I'm not interested no more. Go smack with somebody else at the dinner table. That's why I don't want to talk to you no more. That's what you wanted to hear. I was trying to be nice.
I was trying to be vague and just let it go.
I was trying to be vague. Just accept it. We wasn't that. It's only been 3 weeks.
But do you feel like so on the receiving end of the person who you're not ghosting, but you're transitioning away from them? I don't know what to call it. Do you feel like if the person wants that explanation that you have to give it to them? Like, would you give that explanation if they asked it, or would you just slowly try to fade away?
For me, I think it depends on the person and how long we were actually interacting. Like, if I just met you on some app and we just happen to be talking for like a couple of days, maybe a week, I feel like if I don't need to really give you an answer, we didn't get to know each other that well. But if it's over a span of some months and all of a sudden something isn't right, but we've shared like different type of experiences with one another, and we've it felt as if it was something more than what it was on the surface. I would definitely give an explanation as to why I feel it's not going to work as far as being on my end. Maybe I need a break. Maybe it's something I'm not ready for. Maybe I feel like we're moving too fast. It could be a multitude of things. But I feel as depending on the length of time, I would definitely give some type of explanation. What about you?
I agree. I don't have a different answer. I just feel like because just what you said, but I'll just add a little bit more. If it hasn't been long at all, or no, I don't feel like a connection or energy put towards that person, then what am I going to say? Like when you ask me, it's nothing much to say. It's just we didn't click. Like I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. It's nothing to say. But opposed to somebody who we were, I hate to say this word, vibing for a few months or whatever, and then some things happened that turned me off. Or maybe somebody else is gaining more of my attention than you are. Like that has more energy.
Oh, baby, and that does happen.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying. So the flip side of that is the ghoster. I have ghosted someone before.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did. This was 4 years ago. It was a while ago, and it wasn't intentional. We were dating for, I wouldn't even say date. We were seeing one another for about 5 months, and all of a sudden, like, I would just like see him calling and just look at my phone and not answer it, or I'll be playing the game. I'll be playing the game, and then like he texts and I'm like swipe it away, or like he called. I'm like, I don't want to ignore it because you know I ignored it, but like hurry up and hang up so I could finish playing my game. Like I did that. I had my reasons for doing that, but then to be honest, afterwards I felt bad because like out of and like all in all, just aside from the seeing one another dating thing that we had going on, we had a friendship there. We're still cool to today. But like afterwards, my cousins made me feel bad, and my mom made me feel bad because they're like, um, what happened? You know, he was a good guy, whatever. And I was like, I just didn't feel right with him. And for me, the reason why I ghosted is because I couldn't find the words to let him know. Like I felt embarrassed of what I felt like if somebody was saying that to me, it would have hurt me. I took it as so I couldn't find the words to let him know that. And then we still followed each other on Instagram and everything. And then one day he hit me up saying he was in my neighborhood. So I let him visit me. And then in my head I was just like, please don't ask me what happened. And then he did. He asked me what happened. And girl, guess what I said?
What you say?
I don't know. I don't
You didn't
know.
respond, did you?
I said, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. Like, I still, like, after maybe 2 years by then or 3 years by then, I still couldn't find the words to let him know, like, it was this. Like, if you ask me outside of this Instagram what happened, I can tell you, Raven. Raven, I told y'all, like, this is annoying. I can't take this. I can't take this. But I had to disappear for a minute. I had to disappear. Ghosting is when you stop talking to them out of nowhere with no heads up at all. Exactly. That's what I did to him. Like, he was calling me, reaching out, and I was just like, and the last conversation, quote unquote, everything was fine. But I just started to feel turned off from him. So with me
Yeah.
going through that experience and ghosting, I was just like, I can't do this to nobody no more. Because I know how it feels to be ghosted, and I know how it feels to be the person that's Casper. And it's not, to me, it's not cool. Like, give that respect, especially if you feel like you have something going on with somebody. Like, because then you're leaving them to cope with the situation by themselves, and that's not cool.
Right, because that definitely happened to me once before. And then I gave them their space. I'm like, okay, I knew personally that they were going through something. So I didn't want to feel like I was imposing on them. I didn't want to do too much, but at the same time, I started building a friendship. So I wanted to make sure I still like checked in, like, hey, you know, I know you're going through XYZ. You just lost someone. I just wanted to check in, send you my love. I hope everything's okay. You know, hit me when you're better, things like that. And then I wasn't getting a response, but I wasn't too concerned about it because I'm like, you know, everybody goes through things. But then after a while, it was like a month, 2 months, and I'm just like, okay, let me just go ahead and call. So I called. I was like, hey, are we good? And they were like, yeah, I guess so. And I was just kind of like, I feel I just at that time I just felt like, I know I miss our friendship. It just felt, I don't know, just something about it felt different. Like I understood they were going through something, and everybody, like, you know, grieves during different ways at points in their lives, but it just felt as if, I don't know, it seems kind of rude to say that they used it as a way to like push me away, and used it as a crutch as to why they weren't talking to me anymore.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Which it kind of hurt my feelings, but at the same time I understood. I was just like, okay, that's fine. And then every so often they would like hit me up and say, hey, but it just, I wasn't feeling it anymore. Cause they were just acting different. Then at the same time, I know they were talking to someone new at that time.
Starting like
so
a boo ship?
Yep, a boo ship, which is why I don't do boo ships or situationships. That was like, I've only had, one of those. I've had one relationship and one ever situationship.
Okay.
So
All right. So I was gonna say that this is a great transition to the next part, but we have a question, which is ghosting better than leading someone on?
Man, oh, you know what? I feel like I've honestly been guilty of leading someone on instead of ghosting, instead of ghosting them. Like, you know what? 'Cause I feel like I want to be nice and feel like ghosting is so mean, but I feel like what I do goes into the category of leading someone on because I am being nice, you know, and I'm still allowing them to talk to me or be in my space, and communicate with me. But it's like, and that's like, I feel like at some point I'm like, dang, I want them to catch the hint that I'm not interested without me having to tell them like, hey, I'm not interested.
Yeah. What?
I feel like I have done that before, but I don't do that no more. That's the old me. I'm 30 now. I don't have time for that.
Okay, maturity. Okay. I would say I can't say that one is better than the other one. They both are horrible to me. Like ghosting somebody, you just disappearing. You leaving the other person to wonder what happened to you. Is it me? Like, what did I do wrong? And it could have been you, kind of thing. And then leading somebody on is just you're wasting my energy. You got me hyped that you feel hype about me. We about to do that. We about to do A, B, C together. That's about to be my man. Whatever the situation is, and it's just both like it's not honesty in either way. So I think they're both equally wrong. I hope that answers your question.
It says, what's a bullshit?
We just made that up just now.
A bullshit and a situationship is the same thing. You got yourself all booed up in a situation that's most likely not gonna go nowhere because they're not ready to level up and actually be in a relationship.
Right.
But they like spending time with you and going out to eat and going to the movies and holding hands, maybe even have sex and maybe cooking them dinner or whatever. They want the benefits of being in a relationship. So being booed up in a situation without ever having to lock them down.
Right.
That's a bullshit to me. Anybody can disagree, but I'm gonna stick to what I said.
Exactly. And you know the song, I always think about that song, Boo Thing. Yeah, my boo thing. I'm not your man, but the closest thing that you had to a boo thing.
Wait,
Boo thing.
Meet me here.
But yeah, that's definitely what a situationship is, because it's not a relationship. But
it's definitely not.
Girl, you should have had your other poem, but that's another time.
We can do this plenty more time. We got time, baby. We got time. Shoot, we got time. Okay. Oh, the next poem. Let's jump into the next poem. What? No, we got another question. Oh, the resurrection. Almost. Lord, how could I forget about
yes,
the resurrection?
That's what you were saying.
Come on.
A good transition. The resurrection. So, girl, this has okay. What is the resurrection?
The meme from the other day. The meme I sent you the other day, but it was like, "Hey, I know I haven't talked to you in a few. I know I haven't talked to you in a while. How you been? My phone was dead for 3 months."
Yes. So, guys, the resurrection is basically when somebody ghosts on you, and then some time goes by, like we don't want to say weeks, but like some months or years go by. And all of a sudden they pop back up. So the resurrection, they died.
Like a Jack in the Box.
They gone. Dead. Casper's a dead ghost, and all of a sudden they pop back up. Like
they snap, crackle, pop back into your life.
yes. So
like hold on.
Resurrection is what we're gonna talk about next. So I've had this happen to me several times in different instances. The first time it ever happened to me, we were in college and everybody knew I was stuck on before my first boyfriend. Everybody knew I was stuck on this other guy whose name starts with a W. And the other guy I know
what he's talking about. Sorry, continue.
The other guy, like, he pushed me off, like, oh, you too good of a girl. You too good of a girl. I don't want to hurt you, whatever. And then all of a sudden I started to pay attention to the other guy over here or whatever. And then all of a sudden, like, my phone is ringing from an unknown number. And then, long story short, it was him. It was a W guy. And he's like, oh, you're such a great person. Yeah, that dude is so lucky to have you. Da, da, da. That's the first instance that the ghost resurrected from the dead. Because I didn't hear from him for a long time before. And so Facebook was the thing. I wasn't on Instagram. That was like sophomore year. And I saw that he was dealing with someone else. And then I think I had 1, 2, 3, 4 dudes resurrect on me. And it's just like, after they ghost or after they like trail out of my life for whatever reason, I deal with it. I cope with it. I try to like come to terms whether they turned with me or whether they left me to turn by myself. And then like in like a week span or sometimes maybe a few months afterwards, I do get hopeful, like, oh my God, please let him text me, please let him call me, please let him say something. Because I was the person who will keep reaching out, texting, hey, I hope you're okay, I hope everything's fine. I'm not that person anymore, but I used to be, because I just like care so much for the other person, even if they hurt me, I care so much. But then when I finally get that text, it came in email form, it came in text form, everything from that person. It's just like, why? Like, the last person who did it to me, it was 15 months. Like, we were dating each other for about 7 months, and then 15 months went by. He had got a new girlfriend, everything, and then all of a sudden, so I have an iPhone, and on my iPhone I have it filtered so that like when people who I have their number saved, they come in one thing, and then the people who I don't know go to unknown, but it won't alert me. It'll just show me I have a message. I'm like, who is this messaging me? It was an apology text message saying like he felt bad or whatever. He shouldn't have done me like that. He was listening to all the bad advice that his friends were telling him, and he shouldn't have done it. He should have cared about my feelings. So why didn't you care about my feelings when we were going through what we were going through? It was just like, you're like months too late. So the whole resurrection, yeah, I feel like it would have been good when I wanted it, but after I done went past that point and got over you and I feel fine, now you're kind of like digging back those emotions that I had, and it made me feel so uncomfortable to receive such a text message. So I was just having this conversation with my friend Bilal the other day, like, I feel like when somebody does that after months have passed, you're apologizing to me, or you're coming back to me, or you're resurrecting because of yourself, not because you care about me.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
It's more, I mean, not to say that they don't, actually feel, sorry and apologetic about what they did and how they treated you. But on the other hand, they're actually doing it for themselves because, they want to make peace with what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nothing wrong, which is I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, people have to do for themselves, to put themselves on the right track and get themselves together for whatever they need to do within their lives.
Right.
But it's just, sometimes it's just like, I wish you would have told me that then. Before telling me now. Right. But then I think it's also up to the person that's receiving that message, whether or not, forgive and never forget, or forgive and forget. Whatever you choose to do with that information is up to you. But I would definitely say that when it comes, I see no reason as to why it couldn't be genuine.
Yeah.
So that's my say on that right there.
Yeah.
Oh man, the only thing about resurrecting things to me is sometimes it's just kind of like, don't be trying to hit me back up, and now you in a whole nother situation or relationship, whatever you want to call it. Like, sliding in my DMs, hey, beautiful.
Oh, no.
Bye. I'm not even going to respond to you. Like, you all hugged up with old girl on your page, but you hit me up talking about, hey, beautiful. Hey, baby, how you been? When can I see you? When you're not in a relationship with her. What are you talking about? Like, why are you hitting me up? Like, that's what bothers me. That is what bothers me. Like, don't be trying to resurrect and get back in my good graces while you into something with somebody else. Like, that's not gonna work. That's not okay. I'm not about to be dealing with somebody, whether they married, relationship, situationship. Like, I don't want to deal with somebody that's already dealing with somebody else.
Why not?
Like, it's because I feel like if we agree on having a monogamous relationship, then that's what it is. Mm-hmm. But I don't want you, like, I don't know. To me, it just feels wrong. It just
Why?
feels wrong to know that you are entertaining me. Like, do your girl know you entertaining me? Like, that's my question. Like, it's one thing for people to be like, okay, so like you're in cahoots or whatever situationship with somebody, and y'all agree that okay, we talking to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. But then it's another thing if y'all agree to be in a monogamous relationship, like one-on-one. If y'all agree to that, you need to stick to that. If you don't want to do that no more, then you need to communicate.
Right.
What people need to do in relationships is communicate and like, hey, this isn't for me. We tried it. I don't want to do it no more.
Uh-huh.
Whatever comes from that, that's what comes from that. Y'all gonna have to talk about it and discuss it. But I don't want to do that. I don't. I don't want to do that.
Not for you.
Like if I'm dating and I'm dating, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. Once we decide to be serious, oh, it's serious.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still single till I'm married.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Yes, I agree wholeheartedly, and I too would say that that's not for me. The reason why I say it's not for me is because that makes me think if you were with me, then you will be doing the same thing. Like, you're showing me an example of what you have to bring to the table. If you could have did it if you could do it to old girl, then you could do it to me. But then I also like how you brought in the terms of the relationship, because not everybody is monogamous. Some people believe in polygamy, and then some people have thruples. And I think if we do this live again, are you laughing because you know what I'm talking about?
No, the word throuple just sounds funny.
Yeah, so
I'm not in a relationship, honey. I'm in a throuple.
Okay, so couple means two.
I know.
Two. Throuple means three. Okay, so if we come on again, I'm willing to tell the people why I think we should talk about throuple situation. But yeah, like if you are introduced to something like that, then they should let you know, hey, I'm in an open relationship. Hey, I'm a swinger. Hey, I'm in a throuple. Hey, blah blah blah, whatever. Sometimes when stuff happens like that, they have the person of the same sex of that person that they're introducing bring them in. But if it's a monogamous situation, which we were talking about, so I'll stick to that. If it's a monogamous situation, don't come to me with that. Like, I don't want to be a part of that, and that turns me off about you. I'm not with it at all.
Turn off.
Yes, a complete turn off.
You ready to be conflicted?
Yes.
Okay. let's do it.
Okay.
Wait, get to the page.
Page 10.
Got
Okay.
you, Mary.
So, thanks again, everybody, for participating. Oh, shoot, we got 2 minutes left. All right, so our last poem is going to be coming from our second book, the Pale Pink book, Love Loud Volume 2. This poem is called Conflicted. Hopefully we don't get cut off because it's saying
right. We don't have to. We just have to go through this poem and leave y'all with these vibes.
Yeah. So
until next time.
This poem is written by Simone and I. We're gonna go through it right now. Go ahead.
Okay.